Hey guys, David Shepard here. Today I got a little update for you guys from up here in the Elk Mountains. It's late September. We're at about 10,200 feet. I say we because we got Fozzie the Aussie over here just hanging out, keeping things solid over here. But we stayed up here last night, did the back of truck hammock maneuver. Wasn't too cold. I think it got down probably to about the mid 30s. Nothing was frosted up too bad, but definitely down in the 30s. But we were quite comfortable. But today's video, I want to give you guys a product review, something I've been using off grid for quite a while. Well, I guess close to a year now I've had this one, and I'm sure you guys have used similar products, but I wanted to go over the specifics of this actual model and show you the things I like, maybe a thing or two I don't like. But talking about this remote USB charger and also jumper cable, see if it'll focus right there, jumper cable device. So that's the big thing about this one. I'd suggest for vehicle camping. I've used this quite a bit with the truck, trailer, and also on the motorcycle as well. So things I like about this: I can charge my phone, for instance. We're shooting this particular video on the Galaxy Note 9, so it's all charged up from this. And this is the Tacklife T-8 is the model of this one. Version T8 Tacklife products. I've been very happy with it overall so far. Like I said, with charging the phone, it charges this Note 9. I mean, maybe not from completely dead, but when she gets down around 20%, I'll plug it into this, and certainly within 20 minutes it's fully charged. So great for charging phones off grid. This one claims 30 to 40 charges for a cell phone. You could also charge tablets. They take a little bit more, I believe, and other things, but for a smartphone it claims 30 to 40 charges. I haven't used it quite to that potential. I just haven't needed to, really, I guess. But that's a huge thing. Charging the smartphone, it'll charge digital camera. It also has a little shadowy over here, I apologize, but it has a 12 volt out as well. So I'll go over all the accessories it comes with, so you could charge other devices, whether they be 12 volt or conventional USB, etc. Let's see. So it comes with this nice little case. Open her up. This is where the actual battery pack lives. It's down in this part. Kind of hard with one hand, but there you go. Some paperwork and whatnot, and then all your accessories are in here. So this is the adapter for jump starts. You can see we've got our positive, negative, big old alligator clamps. Well, we'll get to that actually, but that's the jump start adapter. This is for charging it at home, charging your actual battery pack, these two. And then this is what I mentioned, you could charge 12 volt things off of. And I guess, you might say, well, you'd have that in your car anyway. That's the same thing, just 12 volt out. But I guess one of the things for me is this whole deal is so that if your vehicle battery is dead or just not working properly, or you're trying to conserve it, this is a backup for that when you're off grid. So that's kind of the whole idea behind it. And with that, this was one of the most important features for me. I wanted to be able to jump start. So I sought out a model that had a good jump start system. This has crossover protection, so if you're in a hurry or something and hook them up wrong, it'll flash red at you and be like, no, that's wrong. But it goes green when it's ready, and then you could hit this orange button here, which is a boost button, and it'll basically flow the maximum amperage of that battery pack into your car battery. So it kind of gives it a boost before you try to crank, which can be good to prime the fuel pump. If it's a modern car, just fire up your ECU and all those critical things for starting the car. So that's pretty cool. I like the adapter part. These alligator clips I mentioned, we've got decent gauge wire going to these. That doesn't seem to be an issue. But these actual clips are not that big, so getting them on certain battery posts can be a bit of a bear. But I have figured out some tricks for that, and I've never I've been able to shim it out and make them work to overcome that. I've never not been able to start a vehicle because of that, but it is something I want to point out. The case itself is kind of not that great, but whatever comes with the case. Here we are 9-10 months later, it's still working, it's not ripped up. So let's go ahead and show you guys a little bit more just on the actual body of this thing. That's kind of the top of it. You got a power button, you turn it on and it'll run up the lights. Those blue LEDs show you how much charge. So right now this has 3 out of 4 bars. I was playing with it a bit earlier before the video, and like I said, also charged my cell phone almost completely. So we're at 3 out of 4 bars. It shows you that when you turn it on. And then that's your power out for the 12 volt. That's your charge in for charging this at home. This is the adapter for the jumper cable. It's got a nice little weatherproof on there. You stick it in there. You got 2 USB outs. All great things to have on here. And then we get to the 2 things I really don't like, which are these flashlight. So that's just it. I always forget how to even work them. But you got a semi-bright LED flashlight on the front here, as you guys can see. And then you've got, oh, that one's on. You've got this back kind of, I guess it's meant to be like an emergency roadside deal. You could put it on the side of the road if you're broken down. And it's got different modes. It'll flash strobe. But it's one of those that's so hard to operate because it's one button to control everything with a series of presses, and I'm just not a big fan of that. And it's also the only major issue I've had with this device is I had it in the case, I had it face up, so these buttons were pointed towards the accessories when it closes, and I had it fully charged. I was going out on a trip and I get out there, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna top off my phone, charge this up, get that out, and the thing's got like 1 bar. It's almost dead because the flashlight had turned on inside the case. Not cool. And it's just, I feel like it's one of those trinkety things that I don't really need on this. I could charge a flashlight off of this. I have other flashlight options. My phone is a flashlight, which you could also charge off of this. So I don't need a flashlight on here. I've seen some of them even have like a little compass on the top. That's never going to work with the metals in this thing. Those are just trinkets that I feel get in the way. So that'd be my one major complaint, is the light. I have since been storing it in the case with the buttons face down and have not had that issue. So I guess I should point that out. But really, if that's my biggest complaint, is one too many accessories on there, not too bad really. So let me clear this stuff off the hood and I'll show you guys how the jump start option works. Definitely one of my more important features. Like I said, I did bring this on a motorcycle trip as well because we were kind of on dirt bikes that they didn't have 12 volt sockets to charge anything. So I brought the old Tacklife deal, and it was great. It is a little bit heavy. I mean, it's a battery after all, so I wouldn't suggest this for really light moto trips or like backpacking, anything like this. It's definitely more for vehicle camping. Boy, there's just mud everywhere down here. Anything vehicle camping wise, I would suggest this to anybody, whether you're by yourself or with other people. Excuse me while I get the hood open. But it's just good to have. You could always jump start from a buddy, but if somebody's stuck and their car dies and you can't get to where you could jump start them, forget your cables, whatever, this is a really nice backup to have. With that said, I should mention it was about, I think this model is right around $100 off the old big A store online there. So really not bad. Something I've used, I mean, on every off-grid trip this past year almost. So I will mention the Tacoma here is not dead. Battery's just fine. But I'll show you guys how this works. So let me see if I can set you up. I'm gonna shim you in on top of the blower there. Perfect. So obviously black to black, negative. I actually hooked that up last usually, but there's no power going to it yet. Red to red, and even without the battery connected, you'll see, here we go. You'll see it's detecting and it's beeping. So now all you do is plug that adapter part into here, And I'll bring you guys over to show you. So, boy, it's kind of hard in the bright sunlight here, but you see that light goes green. You are hooked up correctly. You're not crossed. And then we could hit this boost button. I don't know if you guys will hear it. Okay, gave it a boost. And then, again, this battery was not dead to begin with, but just to show you guys, the vehicle will now start. I'd rather not roll it, but okay. Climb up in here, do a clutch start, and there you go. And there you have it. So that's how the sequence would go, just if your vehicle was dead and you were using the jump start feature. Again, aside from the slightly small clips there, jump starts worked every time. I've had a vehicle with a crappy battery lately I've been dealing with, and this has been a huge help just to keep in the car. No, I'm not going to have any problems by myself, and you know, might still carry jumper cables if someone's around, but what if someone's not around, especially when we're 30 plus miles back on some dirt here. So that's pretty much what I have to say about the Tacklife. Great thing to have vehicle camping. I'd recommend it to anyone. If they do make a feature, or if you guys would ever be listening, I'd make the light optional or something. I don't know. You could charge lights and phones off of this. It's great for charging stuff. So let's not add too many trinkets or weird things to it. And hopefully it continues to last and work for several more years. I mean, I know all batteries, just like your car battery or anything else, have a shelf life. I do have it out in cold camping temperatures and broad temperature ranges around here, so we'll see how that has an effect. Lastly, I will mention that that particular Tacklife T-8 battery pack did get wet once. I think it was just in the back seat of the truck, and I had the back windows shimmed open or something, but it got wet. I opened it up once and everything was kind of wet in there, and I let it dry out before I turned anything on, and it worked just fine. So I will mention, I'm not going to claim it's waterproof or water resistant, but that's a thing that happened. That's life. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have experience with similar products or with the Tacklife itself, let me know. Hi, Fozzie. Don't bother getting up for everybody. Let me know how you guys have liked those or not liked those, and let's just continue to share knowledge and help each other out. Praise God. I love you guys. Please like and subscribe if you would, and we'll see you on the next one.